Hello, everyone. I'm going to do a video today, a video sermon. I'm, I did a series a while back on the senses, and I'm going to start one today on the things that God hates. He lists six in the Bible and said the seventh one was an abomination. And it would take me, it might be an hour long video if I did them all in one. I don't want to do that, so I'm going to break them up. And it says, Proverbs 6:16 through 19, these six things doth the Lord hate. Yea, seven are abomination to him: a proud look, a lying tongue, hands that shed innocent blood, a heart that deviseth wicked imaginations, feet that be swift in running to mischief, 6, a false witness that speaketh lie, and 7, he that soweth discord among brethren. So it says that God hates pride. He doesn't even like a proud look. So if he doesn't like a proud look, you know that he doesn't like pride at all. He hates pride. And Proverbs 11:2 says, when pride cometh, then cometh shame, but with the lowly is wisdom. God hates a proud look. And that's really something else to me. I mean, you would expect God to start the list of things he hates with the hands that shed innocent blood, or adultery maybe, or other things. But no, number one on his list is the proud look. And the Bible teaches humbleness, which is a long way from pride. Heard about two cockerels that fought over who should rule a farmyard, and the beaten ones sulked away to hide in a barn. The victor flew to the roof and crowed loudly about his success. An eagle heard the crow and swooped down, taking him off, while the other returned to rule the yard. Pride just don't. It just don't. It don't do you well at all. God hates pride. He hates a proud look. And I've preached to our people, and when I visited other places, about the Me Channel. God's not on the Me Channel. He likes, Brother David Jones said, I like that word us's. And that's what God likes. He don't like it to be about me. He don't like somebody that looks down their nose at other people. I've told this in another video, but we had a man that went to church with us. He accidentally ran over somebody. It killed them, and so they pressed charges, and he had to go to the attorney. I wasn't an attorney. I got a brother that was an attorney, but I wasn't an attorney. But I would just go with him just to be support to him, and they told him right off the beginning. They said, you have the right to remain silent. Anything that you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. So that's the same rights we've got. It's just to be silent. And anything we say can and will be used against us. Years ago, I'm not into playing flesh games. Who's got the most this and who did the greatest that. If we could crucify the flesh and nail it to the cross, then the spirit could flow from the back to the front and from the front to the back. I had a grandson that was born in 1990, and his little sister that came next was born in 95, so he was 5 years old. We went to the hospital then, and you looked at him through a glass room, a room with glass so you could see him. They'd roll the little baby in its crib up to the window, and he was looking and straining to see, and they said, there she is right there. And he said, where? And they said, look how big she is. And they said, oh, how pretty she is. And she was weighed a pretty good bit, and they said, oh, how big she is. And he said, look at me, I'm big. So, I've said in videos before, we could be big, but we let little get a hold of us. And pride is a little man's game. Proverbs 16:18 through 19 says that pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before a fall. It better is it to be of humble spirit with the lowly than to buy the spoil with the proud. Uh, it speaks of people who are arrogant and full of themselves. Don't have room for nobody else. They just full of themselves. Proverbs 18:13 says, "The fear of the Lord is to hate evil. Pride and arrogancy and evil way and the forward mouth do I hate." When we say, "I don't need to live God's way, I will do what I want to do and when I want to do it," that's pride. God hates a proud look. So let's not put our will above the will of the Lord. And only by pride cometh contention, but with the well advised is wisdom. 1 John 2:15 through 17 said, "Look, love not the world, neither the things that's in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, the lust of the eyes, and the pride of life, is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passes away and the lust thereof. But he that doeth his will, the will of the God, abideth forever." It's kind of pride is kind of akin to making fun of people and bragging. And that was two lessons my dad taught me, was not to brag and not to make fun of anybody. Joe Frazier, the boxer, said, "Trust me, sometimes God comes down and puts his hand on you if you're too big in your thoughts." You know, the opposite of pride to me is humbleness. And my brother Dwayne, he said, if you can't figure out how to humble yourself, God has a way of helping you to do that. You know, I thought about the little boy that was going to school, and they was handing out the parts for the play, and the school play, and his mother was afraid that he might not get a good part. You know, she wanted him to be the king or whatever role they had in the play. And she watched him as he got off the bus and come walking up to the house, and he was happy. She thought, my goodness, he might have got to be the king this time. And so she couldn't wait to meet him at the door, and she said, "Did you get a good part? Did you get a good part?" And he said, "Yeah, I've got the best part they had." And she thought, oh, he is the king, I guess. And he said, "I get to clap and cheer." So not many people want that part, but that's a very important part. Psalms 10:4 says, "The wicked through the pride of his countenance will not seek after God. God is not in his thoughts." And Psalms 59:12 says, "For the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying which they speak." Pride is a very bad thing. God hates it. He hates a proud look. And I don't want that to get a hold of me. I don't never want to see that get a hold. It'll take you down. And I know a man, God has used him in healing. Say, well, I don't believe in healing. I don't believe in miracles. Well, I believe in it. And the Lord has used him in healing, especially with little children that couldn't talk. I've seen that. And he don't ever tell. He just tells that he was there when it happened. Because I know him, and I know that he don't want to get lifted up. And it comes before the fall. And he don't want to get lifted up. And the Bible says something to the effect of, "Let another lips praise you and not your own." And that's the best way. For after all, if you were to lay hands on somebody or pray for somebody or be have something a part to do in somebody's healing. You didn't really do anything except obedience to the Lord. But I want to be a vessel unto honor. I want to be a vessel He can use, and so hope this is helping you. If it is, if you wouldn't mind, put me a comment. If you feel like subscribing to this, I'd appreciate that. But most of all, I want it to help you. Whether anything else happens or not, I want this to help you. I want to be a help to God's people. I want to make a difference in this life. So we'll continue on. We'll continue on to the next time. It'll be hands that shed innocent blood. So stay tuned, as they say, and tune in, and we'll try to address that. So may God bless you. It's my prayer.